I'm Nick Harcourt, and it's Transmissions coming to you live from the WorldArts stage in Los Angeles, California. And our guests are the proof. Welcome. We've got Drew and Jeremy. Are you ready for 21 questions?
Sure are. Yes, sir.
All right, let's see how quick we can get this. Quick fire, pop quiz. First musical memory, Jeremy.
My mom singing in the car.
Singing what?
She always sang like Sheryl Crow or some 90s diva stuff. You know, I was 5, so I didn't really have a choice.
Drew?
It was fun.
Pretty similar.
Sheryl Crow?
No, not Sheryl Crow. It was like
The same song, actually.
probably, to be honest, like Motown type stuff with my mom cruising around back in the '80s.
You grew up in Chicago, right?
Yes, sir.
So there was a lot of cruising around at that time?
Yeah, you know, I come from. No one's really a musician. Like, my parents are musicians, but very into music. So I'm from a pretty big family. So a lot of that time was just spent listening to music, which I'm very grateful that I was raised listening to what I would qualify as good music. Because, yeah.
What was the moment when you realized you wanted to do music?
Might have taken some time for like my soul to kind of catch up to it, or I guess my mind to catch up to it. But I remember hearing, I was a kid, and I was driving with my siblings and my mom, and listening to Moonshadow by Cat Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that little part where there's like that thread, you know, it's like almost a call and response to each little part. If he didn't have this, then this wouldn't be. And he goes, if I ever lose my mouth, all my teeth north and south. And he follows it up with this little guitar diddle and cuts out. In the rest of the song, he would sing something. But he goes like, ding-ding-ding-ding. And I was like, whoa. I was like a little kid, and it struck me. I actually understood what he was doing there. And I guess I kind of was like, one day I'd like to kind of write something.
I'd like to do that.
Do something like that, you know?
Jeremy, what was your first musical instrument? When did you pick up an instrument?
I was encouraged by my dad to play in the band in middle school, so I played trumpet for about a year or two. I got first chair and all that, but it wasn't cool like back then, and so so then I learned guitar like shortly after, and kind of taught myself.
True.
And it wasn't until I was about 19 that I realized like I can write music, you know, I could be doing this.
True.
Piano. We all had to take lessons till we were 13, and then we could choose if we wanted to continue with it. And I didn't really play. All I remembered was the theme song to the show Cheers. So I played that for like 10 years. Until like my early 20s, I sat down and just picked apart B.B. King stuff.
I was going to ask you the first song that you played or sang, and it sounds like it was the Cheers theme.
For a long time,
yeah. What about you, Jeremy?
Song that I played, I don't know, I was so into like AC/DC at the time, but the only thing that I can remember is like Stairway to Heaven. So, you know, it's cheesy, but it's like, I've forgotten how to play it since then, but.
Same thing with me and Cheers.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I can't play it.
But I loved it back then.
Who's your favorite artist, dead or alive, who does what you do?
I love John Frusciante from the Chili Peppers as the guitarist. He's really great.
True.
Big fan of Bill Withers.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his writing. And voice is just kind of in that groove. He just trusts in his sound and, you know, his stories.
If you didn't do this, playing music, what would or could you do?
The hypothetical realm is a weird place, but I had a dog training company for a long time,
Yeah?
so I'd probably just train dogs.
Carry on training
Or
dogs?
I'd just go back to being a nomad. I did that for a long time, too.
I mean, I'm an audio engineer too, so I probably would just stick with that if I wasn't writing music.
Right. What's your idea, you can both take this, whoever wants to pull it first. What's your idea of happiness?
Music, my dog, and my lady.
Just the people around me, the company I keep, man. I'm already there, you know.
What's your idea of misery then?
Maybe loneliness?
Yeah, losing any of the one that I mentioned before, I guess.
Do you have a male hero? Why don't you take this?
Yeah, for a long time, well, I mean, still to this day, I'd say my grandfather and my dad, you know. Very similar and very different with regard to each other, but then also it kind of like it kind of breathes through me how, you know, their strengths, and then hopefully I can learn from whatever weaknesses. No offense, Dad. But
do you feel like you had strong male role models through those guys?
Yeah. I was fortunate to. My grandfather was around for, you know, almost 30 years of my life, so we were always very close.
Jeremy?
Yeah, definitely my father. Definitely was you know, very happy with my upbringing. It's like, he's a great man, hard
Lucky
worker.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about a female hero?
You gotta say mom.
I mean, she's the
You gotta
best,
say
man.
mom, man.
What's your favorite place on earth?
Mount Shasta, Northern California,
Why?
because that place is absolute magic.
Okay.
Maybe Costa Rica. I took a little trip there when I was a teenager, and I always like think back on it.
Okay, you're stranded on a desert island. You're only allowed one thing. It's not a phone. What do you have to have
Winning lottery ticket.
for when you get off?
No, I just think, I don't know. I mean, maybe I never will. I just think it'd be cool to have.
Okay. That would be kind of torture if you're there with a winning lottery ticket and you can't get off the
You're just
island.
stuck there.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, use it as some kindling, start a fire
Sure.
or something, you know?
Yeah. You got one for that?
If not water, then an acoustic guitar, man.
All right. If you ran the world, what's the first thing you'd do, Jeremy?
It just seems like there's no need for poverty, you know? So,
Eliminate that?
yeah.
Why don't you take this one? If you had a superpower, you're allowed one superpower. What do you want?
I always thought it'd be cool to either fly or, I'm kind of adding two here, or to be able to change into any animal that I wanted to at any given time.
Shapeshift.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you want to be a little mosquito, you basically are invisible. But if you want to, like, fly, then you can go be an eagle or something,
Sure.
you know? A little crossover effect.
You like to watch, is that what you're telling me?
I don't know, I guess observe it.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl, for sure.
I'm kind of both. I mean, I love the night, but I don't really like to sleep too much, so.
It's a cue for a song there, right, or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Is it easier to write a love song or a revenge song? Do you have both songs?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the easiest for you to write?
Probably a love song and all the angles of that, you know, the different possibilities, you know, loving someone that you're not with, loving somebody that you are with, and then loving, you know, the effect of not being with somebody that you once loved or still love that you no longer have.
Digital or analog? You're the audio guy.
The marriage between the two is great these days, but analog, you know, if you had to choose.
So you've played around and done a few shows. Do you have any rituals before show ritual or before recording ritual?
As a group, yeah, I can't get into it too much, but we take
on.
a moment. We take a moment and we have like a little.
You'll get
huddle.
naked.
We
Yeah.
we have like a huddle and it's a weird chant. It was from like a late night. That this ridiculous story happened, and we've done it ever since.
Well, talking about ridiculous stories, is there anything you've seen backstage that you wish you hadn't?
Probably not really. I don't know.
I've smelled things backstage I wish I
Yeah.
hadn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Weirdness is pretty normal at this point, so nothing's too shocking.
What's the title? I want you to both take this one. Jeremy, maybe first. What's the title of the movie of your life? Yeah.
Journey to Nowhere.
Okay.
Longitude and latitude of a state of gratitude.
That's a long ass title.
That's
man.
pretty. Maybe
Yeah.
you could have like a subtext.
I was
or
going to
something.
wonder if there's
I
like
don't
a
know.
short version of it. Okay, and we're going to wrap this up. What's your current state of mind?
Grateful.
Yeah, just at peace, like, really happy with everything. Grateful
Cool.
too, yeah.
It's because you've been talking to me and
Right?
Thank you, Nick
hanging
Hardcore.
here.
Yeah.
You're rubbing off on
Pleasure,
us.
man.
Pleasure, brother.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Great to see you. Thank you.
You too.